I'm Lenore. I'm a singer and voice teacher. Today I'm going to react to an opera singer. I am an opera singer. Why not just do that sometimes as well? Huh? I'm reacting to Nadine Sierra, which is one of my current favorite opera singers. She's a soprano, and well, you'll hear it. You'll hear it. But this performance I've not heard before. This is relatively recent, post-pandemic performance. It's on purpose. It's towards the end of the concert. So she gave, how long was it? An hour and a half long recital. And I chose something from the end of the concert because I just wanted to see how her beautiful stamina is holding up. I was just, testing her a little bit. So let's see how that goes. She sings Caro Nome, which is one of the famous arias that there are from Rigoletto by Verdi.
Une autre? Oui. C'est Caro Nome Rigoletto.
Everybody knows that one, at least in the audience. Yeah, those people who don't really need to breathe, they're out there. She's one of them. What was that? Like, okay, I've heard her sing something like, I've seen that way before. I'm gonna mumble because, holy mo, okay. No need to breathe. Breathe is for the weak. She just goes on and on and on. What the heck? Okay, so one of the things that I love about what she's doing is how she uses her consonants. She practically sings on the vowel, and whenever there is a consonant, it comes in very clear, but it's super short. So it's like choop, chip, 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 and that's how the flow of air can just continue uninterruptedly, which is something that I always preach to do. She's a great example for that. Let's keep going. Such a fun piece. I wonder how she resists dancing. Well, she's in character, right? Sorry, I'm just wondering how many of you who don't know the aria and don't know what it's about can guess, according to how she acts in the scene, what it is about, what kind of emotion there is. I'm gonna tell you in a minute, but just, pause, put in the comments if you can guess. Okay. So Nadine, I'm on first name basis with her, of course. She's actually quite young. She's younger than me. So out of just respect for her, I won't tell you how old. Maybe you can Google it. but she's a little bit perfect, and I hate her for that, and I'm also very grateful for her, because she's like on top of that perfection. There is this added on personality and musicality, and she is a true artist. When she gives a musical line, it is perfected. Like, there is nothing there that is improvised, right? Like, which sometimes can be nice if you just go, oh, on a whim, and you do something with your voice. This is not what I see right now. She feels everything very, very strongly and very genuinely, but she has planned and practiced this for probably 3-digit number of times. So the result is just a flawless, homogenic sound throughout the entire range. She doesn't need to move up and down with her head like a lot of people want to do when they go to a higher and lower notes. And if you know, like pop or rock style singers, they do this sometimes when we go to the belting, like, I'm gonna swing, but she doesn't have to do that. And she's gonna go higher later, and maybe then she will have to tip her head a little bit, but for now it's just the entire column of air from the bottom to the ribs to the ears. It's just one unit. She doesn't need to do anything with the head. It's just flawless, and no extra effort there at all. I'm sure she's making some kind of effort, like investing and engaging some parts of her body. You don't see it though. And that's the beauty of it. Can I point the obvious? How much space she has between her jaws. I go on and on about this. Every single time we see a good singer, we see them doing this. Just opening. Sometimes you just need one finger space. She goes further than that. I guess it's just comfortable for her. She just drops it every single time. Now, all of you who are studying singing, I've been there when you're like, yeah, but I don't really have to do this all the time, right? Oh, but sometimes not. It's fine. No! Have to do it. Have to do it all the time. Check this out. This is how it's done. Just an exemplary textbook technique. Amazing. The fact that you know what technique to do doesn't mean that you're actually going to carry it out, and that it's actually going to be consistent, and that it's actually going to be like to the best of your abilities. She is one of the only examples that I see of someone really, really going for it very seriously. And then just repeating. That's what you need if you want to sing opera. You can sing opera less good than this and still get away with it. But you will not be Nadine Sierra. You will not have the career that she has. You will not be singing everywhere and smashing it. This is what you need to do. Yeah? If you experienced it once or twice in the lesson, that's not enough. You need to be able to do it in your sleep all the time. Now, I promised you that I'll talk about what this aria is about. And this character here, Gilda, she is a virgin, and she fell in love with someone who told her that he's a poor, I think, a poet. I forgot. I think, yeah, no, student. He's a poet. Is a poet student, very poor student, and he just woos her, and she falls in love with him. And that's what she's singing about. He was just there. They kissed. She is totally like head over heels, and she's saying his name over and over, and how that name enchants her, and how much she's happy, you know, just completely in love. And this is like, everything is like floating. The phrase are like, she's like, oh. That's an emotional thing. Of course, we've witnessed that she doesn't really need the air, right? She doesn't need to gulp air. It is a part of the musical piece. That's how it's written. And that's what she's singing about. Let's keep going. No budging. Yeah. I know she's an opera singer, and opera singers are expected to be able to do all these things. I still don't take that for granted, because the seamlessness and the effortlessness in which she did those things is not granted. And the minimizing of the of the adjustments that are going on here, like what moves the music, the dynamics, what moves the emotions here are the emotions themselves. It's almost like she's not really using vocal technique or vocal tricks to express herself. She's really using the text. She's really using the feelings and the character and the drama. And I love that. That's right up my alley. The reason I love opera is because of the drama. Also because of the music and the singing, of course. But without the drama, it doesn't mean much to me. I could listen to a CD with opera in it for so long. Like, I need the story, I need the characters, and she's giving it. Okay, before we finish this up, I do have one thing that I'm noticing here that is less than superlative and perfect. Here in this part, I felt a little bit like, okay, I've sung this a million times already. I felt that a little bit, like, okay, I'm going through the music here. It was still amazingly sung. It was still flawless, but I felt less that it was coming from a real place here. And maybe that's why, maybe she felt that too, because she started walking around and she's like, almost like she tries to get herself back into the story. But yeah, it's what I love here about her technique is that she's really using the speech level singing. She is speaking very clearly, and if you speak any Italian, you understand every single word. So if you needed to write down the lyrics and you didn't know the lyrics, you would be able to with her, with that kind of diction and pronunciation. And that's great. And it gives the chest voicey dimension and the clarity in the voice and the brightness in the voice. That's fantastic. Here it comes. Here's the real moment. What? Yes. So I expected the head to tip a little bit. Yeah. That's how I learned that at some point you need like a tiny tip when you go to really high notes. She doesn't need to do that. But it was definitely not going down either. So she had plenty of space for it, and she just has all the notes. She doesn't need to tip her head. Very impressive. She didn't need more space in the child. That's how it's done, guys. I have a word for those who either studying to sing classical or thinking about it, or maybe they're already performing but they're not happy with where they are. Maybe start here. She started not with the results. She started with the technique and then the consistency. So maybe start there. Maybe see what happens when you really take it all the way. Start there. And then start like with all the question marks and self-doubting and all of that. First see where that takes you. And it's a matter of drilling whatever you learned, just learning what your body does when you're doing something that is right, and then ingraining it. I talk about that a lot in my course Mixing in Click, just a shameless plug-in, but I'm just saying, if something works, if you have a good technique, see what happens when you own it. I know it's like duh, but most of us don't get there. Most of us just go like, okay, I know how to do this now, and so I'm gonna do it sometimes, or maybe hope that it will happen as often as possible and serve me whenever I need it. And that's not how it works. You actively need to drill it in. You actively need to make sure that you're doing it consistently. And sometimes it's not just expecting it to happen automatically. It's actively doing it and repeating it. If it works, do it. Don't overbrain this. Just do it. And then see what happens. Because probably that's closer to the fuller potential of your voice than what you have right now. So I guess that's all I have to say about that. I wish there were more singers like this today. I mean, I think nowadays, or every generation that comes, the singers are actually better technically. But this is like a great combination of vocal technique and personality and emotion and acting skills and like all of it. And also just a beautiful person. I love her. I love her so much. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy singing.